Two women from New York are suing Apple, saying the company's AirTag tracking device is the, quote, weapon of choice of stalkers and abusers because of its affordability. The device is only $29 and can be attached to personal belongings like keys or a wallet and tracked through the Find My application on Apple products.
Both plaintiffs say their exes used the Apple device to stalk them. Lauren Hughes says her ex-boyfriend secretly placed the AirTag in her car, and another New York woman says her ex hid it in her child's backpack. Joining us now to discuss this is breaking news reporter for HuffPost, Marita Vlachou. Welcome, Marita.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you join us for this. So very, very interesting. What is so I guess someone would say, okay, obviously what the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend or the ex-husband did is really awful, but if there's a underlying crime there, it would be on their stalking behavior, not the device they used to perpetrate this, right?
Yeah, I guess the women, though, are, accusing Apple of putting out a device that can be misused this easily, and be used to track them without their knowledge. That's what they're alleging.
So help me understand this, because, again, like the counter argument would be, it's if someone uses a kitchen knife to stab someone, it's not the kitchen knife's manufacturer's fault. Technology can be abused. But I would agree that there is a tipping point at which sometimes products are so inherently dangerous and negligibly useful for other purposes that there might be some responsibility attached to the manufacturer. In your article, you point out that Apple claims that the AirTags are stalker-proof. On what basis does Apple claim that? Are there any protections that are built into the software at all?
So what they've announced now, like a couple of the updates they've made, are that they'll now notify users, if they have an iPhone, for instance, they'll get a notification that there is an unknown AirTag in their vicinity. But that happens, after it's been separated from its owner for a period of time. So that's not a thing that happens instantly. Also, if, the person that's being stalked is a non-Apple user, the only way they're notified is through a sound that the AirTag will emit if it's been, again, separated from its owner, for a certain period of time. Additionally, another thing Apple has said is that Android users can download an app on their devices to sort of scan, where they are for unknown, like AirTags, for example. But that only works if they've downloaded the device and if they are on the application, themselves at the moment. So, there are, I guess, some rooms for error in the way the product is built, in the sense that it can be misused. People can eventually find out about them, through those updates that I mentioned, but that, could take a bit of time.
The women that were profiled here, the women that are bringing the lawsuit, would they have been benefited by these updates where, if it were the case that their phones could alert them to an unknown device in their vicinity, or if the device had made a noise, would it make a material difference for them in the stalking cases that they're suing over? Or do they need more?
So, for instance, Lauren Hughes, who's the Texas resident in this case, she said that, her ex-boyfriend, who she had been with for 3 months, used, an AirTag device to stalk her. The way she found out about it was that she was, at a hotel because she wanted to move because she was, scared of him. He'd made certain threatening calls to her phone. And then while she was at this hotel, she got a notification saying there is, an unknown AirTag close to her. And then she ended up discovering that it was in one of her car tires. It was colored with a Sharpie, placed inside a plastic bag inside the tire. So I guess she eventually found out because of this notification, but at the same time, she was being tracked all this time. So I guess their point is that there is room for this to be misused, and that it can, that it is not actually fully stalker proof. And,
I mean, but you could buy a tracking device. You could put it on someone's car. I think what the massive improvement that this product has over traditional tracking devices is it's integrated with your phone, so it's more convenient
and affordable, right? Only $29.
Yeah, how expensive are tracking, like the things they use in Breaking Bad or whatever? I have no idea. I doubt they're hundreds of dollars, but
well, Marita,
they're not
can you shed some light on that? I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit there. Is there a big difference in the affordability of this device as compared to others?
So it retails for only $29, and that's something the plaintiffs have pointed out in this case, that its affordability is one of the reasons that it is used as a weapon for stalkers. As they have, alleged in their lawsuit. Another thing they've pointed out is the location accuracy of this device, as opposed to others. And it's I think a lot of maybe your viewers are familiar with the AirTag. It's about a quarter size. It's very small. Like a lot of people, for instance, say that they place it inside their checked luggage when they're traveling, to be able to, locate their suitcase in the event that it's lost, for instance, or people, put it on their car keys. So it definitely has, a lot of uses. And I guess it's just easy, and that's why it can be misused as well.
Yeah, I had that experience recently. I misplaced my backpack in the airport, and because it had my laptop in it, I was able to use the Find Your Laptop app to verify that they'd taken it to some security room. I was really grateful I had that feature. I mean, as horrible as it sounds like these two women went through this experience, I mean, I'm more likely to buy this product after hearing about it for my suitcase. This is clearly going to provide like way more value than in a couple cases of abuse, in my opinion.
I mean, what do you think about that, Marita? Like, is this an issue where the underlying concern is the prevalence of violence against women, particularly kind of relationship-based violence, and the difficulty people have oftentimes leaving relationships because of, not having the means to do so, the cost that it takes to break up, to leave a house and find an alternative living situation, all of these kinds of things which already make it difficult for people in domestic violence situations to escape, and that this is just another factor. How much of this is really a problem with the technology versus, do you think, a problem with a broader societal problem that needs addressing?
Look, I don't think it's one or the other. I think that this technology, as with many technologies, they've revolutionized, a lot of the things. I mean, it's obviously very useful to be able to, to locate your items and track them through your phone, which is why, the company put it out in the first place. But at the same time, I think there is a discussion to be had about, how easy it is for this to, to take a dark sort of, route and end up being very damaging to a person. So I think we can, think of the benefits, which are clear, and you guys have mentioned, but also take into account that it can be misused and see if there's more that can be done, to address cases like this, that where this device has been misused and put women in a very difficult situation.
Yeah, we've certainly been talking about the Google Home devices and other kind of surveillance technology and what the implications are there. And I don't expect these stories are going to stop coming down the pike, given the way that technology is expanding. So we really do appreciate you being here with us and your reporting today, Marita.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll have more Rising for you right after this. Stick around.